He begged for a payment plan, but the judge refused and gave him one final deadline to save his home.
Okay, she might be wrong on that, but you don't have that money right now.
I don't have it because, as I said, I've been out of work since November last year. Maybe the month of March and April, I had $800 to pay them for March. They refused. They want 900 and something dollars, which I didn't have. So I used that money to pay other bills. The thing is, we give them $300 today. I just started a new job on Monday this week. The fact that I was laid off since November.
Let me ask you this. How much do you think you owe?
My land rent is supposed to be like $783. Okay, they keep increasing it here and there, putting fees and so on and so forth. I think I owe about $1,400 or $1,500 thereabout.
You owe them $1,400,
which means March rents and April, because I've not been working. I just got a job, as I said.
Well, I understand you haven't been working. I'm not asking that. I'm asking, how much do you think you owe?
I only owe 2 months, what I think is about.
And what's his monthly rent?
Your Honor, monthly rent is $706, but he also pays an amenity fee of $77. So 706 plus 77, 783 for that portion. Then there are water sewer charges. Those are based on usage, but his are particularly low. So we're, I would say, less than $30 a month.
Okay.
Probably around $20 to $30 per month based on the usage. Frankly, Your Honor, let me go back. Now I'm curious about these water sewer charges. They've been pretty consistent at that rate. I don't know if this water sewer charge is because he does not have water turned on at the home, or if this is just because he has very low usage, but I would say $25 to $30 covers that. So we're looking at close to $800 a month for the base charges. There are late fees and obviously the court costs, which court costs are $187.
$187.
That is correct.
So, sir, if you owe 2 months, and even if I take the $25 and not even including any late fees, so I have 783 plus 25, which is going to get me to 818 a month.
Your Honor, it's quite here, $783.
Pardon?
This is the document they give to me.
Are you talking about the complaint?
Yes, sir.
The complaint indicates, Your Honor, that he owes $983.04, and that was what was due as of March 20th.
Correct. That's what was due in March.
And that didn't
look down at the very
fees,
bottom.
Judge.
Look down at the very bottom and look at the date that it was signed.
Your Honor, yes, I saw it here, 983.04. I'm wondering, how did it get there?
How did what get there?
900, because that's not what I.
Well, hold it. That's not what I'm looking at right now. What I'm looking at right now is your base rent each month. You say you haven't paid March and April, that you would owe for 2 months.
Correct, sir.
So when I add that up, and that's why we were going through the figures, that's about 818 just minimally that would be owing for those 2 months.
What I'm trying to get, Your Honor, is
hold on. No. We're not going to go down that path, because then what that would do is that brings me to $1,636 that's owing, that you admit to owing. And then they're going to have court costs of $187. So minimally, what I have here, 12, I have $2,023 that you admit, or did I do that? Yes, I did. That you admit is owing. And that's $2,023. They say you owe $2,047.47. So
Your Honor,
if
there was a small rollover balance from February, so that might be where the difference is.
there's no disagreement as to the number.
Well, Your Honor, I mean, the thing is, the fees and all the stuff they put into it really don't supposed to be there as a matter of fact.
What fees?
They put late fees, they put penalty, they put all kind of.
What fees are not supposed to be here? Sir, I'm just taking what you told me. That you have, basically, your base rent is about $783 a month, which is $706 plus an amenity fee. So you have $783 per month. Plus your estimated utilities are about $25. That brings me somewhere around $818. And if I do $818 times 2, check me, Mr. Am. 18 times 2, I get 1836. 1636. Then I add the court cost of 187 onto that. And what do I come up with? 1823. All right, so it's 1823. And then they're at 2047. So let's deal with this. If you're saying that there are these fees,
Okay.
Do you have the 1823?
I don't have it right now, sir. I just started a job on Monday this week. I'm not going to get paid until the 6th of May. I can give them $300 check this evening when I get home.
So how are you going to get this paid?
As I said, Your Honor, I just started work on Monday. I get paid bi-weekly. My first paycheck is going to be on the 6th. So I'll give them $300 this evening.
Okay, but understand something. That 1823, right? That you admit that you owe. Hey, forget even the additional amount that they're talking about.
Sure.
That number goes up by $818. Because May 1st is coming.
No, normally, Your Honor, it's seven something. So I'm able to meet up some expenses. Pay $300 today, going to balance about $1,500. So I will give them some money on the 6th when I get paid. Hopefully before.
What are you going to pay them on the 6th?
I'm going to pay them like $1,000.
Okay, and that's going to cut into this balance that you owe only by $200.
You know, I will pay them up before end of May.
Have you talked to the landlord about working out a payment plan? Because I don't see that there's a tribal issue here as to even these numbers or figures.
Well, I've not really spoken to the units, I mean to the people. The time I spoke to a lady who works there, I told her I have $800 in May for me for March. But she refused to take that money, that she won the whole $900 and something, which I didn't have at that material time. I said, why don't you accept this $800? She's telling me that we should go to court, that the court
Okay, she might be wrong on that, but you don't have that money right now.
I don't have it because, as I said, I've been out of work since November last year.
But sir,
Yes.
I hear what you're saying.
Sure.
But the grand reality is this has to be paid, and you're not telling me how it's going to be paid. That's going to be reasonable for the landlord to do, because each time that you're not paying and it clicks over the first of the month, there's $818 that lops onto this.
Yeah, Your Honor, as I said, I'm going to give them a check this evening for $300. I will do the best I can. If I get paid on the 6th, the first paycheck, I will give them $1,000. In 2 weeks after that, I'll pay the balance.
You're going to have to work that out with the landlord. All right?
Okay, Your Honor.
What fees are you claiming they shouldn't have attached to it?
I mean, when this whole thing started,
No. What fees are you claiming are in this $2,047 shouldn't be on here?
Well, I have to check because I know 700 and some. I used to pay 625 from 625 to $707.
So you don't have anything to indicate that any of the fees, which would be late fees, shouldn't be there. You don't have anything, because the late fees are there because you haven't paid your rent.
Correct, Your Honor.
So they're $2,047.47 or 42 cents. That's a correct figure because you haven't paid your rent.
Sure.
And you had a carryover balance from February, so you haven't paid that. And you can't show me anything that disputes these numbers.
Okay. As I said, Your Honor, I will pay out of it this evening, $300 check given to them. When I get my first check next on the 6th, I will pay.
Sir, here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them a judgment for their full amount of $2,047.42. That's gonna be a favor to you because that's the amount that you've got to pay off before you get evicted. If I wait until May, that figure is gonna be up around the $3,000 mark. And you don't have that. So finding no tribal issue,
Your
I'm
Honor,
gonna grant.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't think there's any need to do that. I will do what I can
What?
to give them a judgment.
I don't have a choice. What would you want me to do?
I want to make a payment plan then.
Okay, but you haven't gone into the landlord to get a payment plan. I can't just make a payment plan. And I can't ask the landlord when 2 months haven't been paid to now wait till the next month clicks in before they're going to get any substantial payment. I can't do that.
Okay.
And I can't do it, so that you understand, I can't do that because I got to be fair, try to be fair to both sides as best I can.
Definitely.
I understand what you're saying about when you can pay. I get it. But the problem is they can't, I don't know how they're to wait. And then the money that you had, even though it wasn't the full amount that you were giving, I get there are other bills that come up, but then when I say, well, where's that money that you say the landlord wouldn't take, you don't have it.
Yeah, I have to use to pay all that bill because
No, sir, I understand. I get how life works. I get that. But I can't, I can only do but so much.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do at this point is at least try to lock in the lower number that if you can come up with the $2,047, you can get that paid and still maintain your housing. If I wait until May.
The funny thing is, the other is that I have mortgage I'm paying on the property.
I know.
This just their land fees. You understand me? So I'm paying like about $1,500. Even the land fees is even more expensive than the mortgage I'm paying, which is very questionable. But I will do the best I can, I said, to pay it off.
Here's what I'm going to suggest to you. I'm going to grant a judgment to the plaintiff for possession. I'm going to lock in this lower figure, which is going to take it through April. I'll extend the writ date to 1 day out to April 30th. So I'm going to give it to the end of the month to try to get this paid or work something out with the landlord. All right. So I suggest you go in and talk to him and tell him what you can do and see if you can work something out. If not, you're going to have to try to figure out this $2,000. That's the best I can do.
And that brings this case to a close, with the judge trying to balance both sides. The landlord was seeking the amount claimed, while the tenant explained that he had recently returned to work and intended to make payments as soon as his paycheck arrived. The judge ultimately granted the landlord a judgment for possession, but also locked in the lower figure through April and extended the deadline to April 30th, giving the tenant an opportunity to pay the balance or negotiate directly with the landlord. The key takeaway is that a payment promise alone does not automatically create a court-ordered payment plan. The parties still need to work out those arrangements. If you think the judge struck the right balance here, let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, hit like, share this video with someone who follows courtroom drama, and subscribe for more cases like this.